Hashem, we're dedicating the Shiur for the memory and the schut of Dan ben Yaakov, the head of the tribe of Dan, and also for the benefit of the soul, Ilui Nishmat Yosef ben Genya and Rivka bat Esther, and Lahavdil, the big difference, for the wonderful success of Kathleen Kaylee and Reuven Formay, known as Pod Ezra. He joined us. He's one of the team now. We're blessing each and every one of our friends, of our helpers, of our students, of our sisters and brothers, to be close to infinity. I wanted to say like that I feel that I'm close to Hashem, but I felt like it's too arrogant to say that, so I stopped myself. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about that, but first we'll learn a little bit of Likutei Moharan. So, Torah Lamedchet 38, Rabbeinu HaKadosh, in part A, is saying to us that when a person is getting closer to the Creator, as much as he's getting closer, so he's going to feel shame, he's going to feel far from Hashem, and he's going to feel so small compared to the greatness of Hashem. He reveals the greatness of Hashem, so it wakes him up to understand that he actually is very, very small. So before the person is doing Teshuva, so that embarrassment, that understanding of reality, it's not humility yet. That's not humility. Humility is something beyond. Humility is when you can say on yourself, Rabbeinu is bringing that example, that when you can say good things on yourself, like Moshe Rabbeinu was saying on himself, that he is the most humble person in the world, and he doesn't feel no pride because of that. He just, for him it's also reality. Humility is something that is spiritual, is beyond. What that we're talking about, it's reality. You know you have defects, you know you're far. You don't need to be humble to see that. But as long as the person is arrogant, so he's denying, so he's arguing, so he's attacking back. Like I told you on Shlom Bayit, that the main problem in Shlom Bayit is that people are continuing the argument more and more and more, and they forget the purpose, they forget what she said. One thing, and now you can answer or think about it, and that's it, and you don't need to keep on fighting on that. Who is right, and why are you telling me, and why do you say like that, and I didn't mean. It's just going to drag things to low places, only because of the arrogance, because of the argument, not because of the things that have been said. In the things that have been said in the beginning, there is wisdom, there is a point in that, there is something over there, and you can also agree, but other things are bothering you now, and then you lose the purpose. So an arrogant person, even if he's got in certain situation that he's been insulted, here's some rebuke, he have an opportunity to learn something real about himself, he rejects that. And by that he's losing all of the connection to Hashem, and he loses everything, all of the truth. He's losing the truth. So he's a liar. He finds himself lying and lying and lying. So a person before he's doing Teshuva, so his shame is not working, is not in action, because all of his sins are making him to be foolish. And by that spirit of nonsense, of shtut that's inside of him, שבקרבו, כמו שאמרו, like that's been said in the Gemara, אין אדם עובר עבירה וכו', a person will not gonna sin unless if some bad spirit of nonsense, roch shtut, of acting foolish, is controlling him. So you see that the sinner, he's a fool, he's doing mistakes. אבל אחר כך, but after it, כשעושה תשובה, when he starts to come back to Hashem, הוא מסיר ממנו הטיפשות, and he removes from himself all of his nonsense, all of his stupidity, all of his stupid behavior, acting like a clown and being arrogant and rude and laughing on everything and just being acting like a clown. You just start taking life seriously, more seriously. תן לי מה, תן לי. אז אל תשחק ככה, טוב? זה לא טוב. So when a person starts to do tshuva, so he's removing, taking off from him all of the nonsense, all of the stupidity, and then nitvosef bo sichlo, he receives his own wisdom, means he's coming back to be who that he is. Nitvosef bo sichlo, his wisdom is coming back. He starts to understand who he is, how many powers he's got, how serious he can be, how dedicated he can be to things. Yesterday I went just here in the street and I see a young guy, 17 years old. He's in vacation, I don't know, before of the army, before a break from school, and he's just sitting like that on a chair, staring in the space. Doesn't do nothing with himself, and people lose their mind, and you say, or that he's still stoned from yesterday, or that he's still drunk from yesterday, or that he already started his day somehow, and alright, the guy lost it, he doesn't have sechel, he doesn't, just dreaming in space, doesn't do nothing. Who are you? Be aware to who that you are, to the powers that you have inside of yourself, how many big things you can achieve. People are falling to sadnesses and frustrations because I'm not who that I am, I'm not doing what I suppose. Okay, so do, come on, let's do. Make another step and another step and go for it, and you're going to achieve your goals. People are afraid to start. They know it's going to take me 4 years, it's going to take you 7 years. Are you in a rush? So it's going to take you 7 years, and in 7 years you're going to have it. But if you're not going to do it, even when you're going to be 70, you will not going to have it. You will never going to have it. You will never going to complete your tshuva. You will never going to be close to Hashem. Alright, you want to be righteous. Great, no problem. Let's be righteous. Ma baya. There's a way. You can do it. You can achieve it. Rabotenu taught us how we can achieve every goal. כל המעריך בתפילתו, אין תפילתו חוזרת ריקם. If you're gonna pray, you're gonna achieve it. And if you think that you will not, so pray on that. Pray to have faith. First of all, pray to have faith. People think, if I'm not waking up to the nets, so immediately I'm a failure. If I'm not waking up early enough, I'm a failure. If I'm not learning 8 hours a day, I'm a failure. If I'm not doing this, I'm a failure. If I'm not married, I'm a failure. If I don't have shalom bayit, I'm a failure. Who said so? Where is it written? Who? From Rabotenu in the Mishnah, where is it written? In the Gemara, let me see where is it written. It's written to you over there that if you woke up to nets, it's an amazing thing. That if you learn Torah, it's a beautiful thing. That's great. It doesn't mean that if you woke up at 10, so you're a failure. It doesn't written nowhere. Adrabah, the halacha is telling to the person that woke up at 10 exactly what he should do. And then it's all great again. There's other ways, there are side ways that through those side doors you can enter back into the Kedusha. Rav Berland was serving Hashem in such mesirut nefesh that he wouldn't go to sleep. And then he was falling, collapsing. One time at Chatzot, one time after 3 days at Netz, after another 3 days in Mincha. Every time he was collapsing in the field you could find him suddenly sleep on the floor. Whatever, he was falling. Now let's say you fell at 4:50 in the morning, and you lost the time of the nets, and you lost Shachrit, and it went for 3 hours after Zman Kriyat Shema. Now you woke up, and you Rav Berland. What you do? You take the Shulchan Aruch, and you check what you do now at 10, at 11, at 5 p.m. It doesn't matter. You just check what the halacha is permitting me now to do, and then you're back on track because you're part of the halacha. When you're inside the borders of the halacha, you don't need to be worried at all, at nothing. And if you saw that you fell from the halacha, and you're not holding the Shulchan Aruch, there's also halacha for that. You need to do tshuva. And when you've done tshuva, it brings you back to the place of halacha. and you even count as a complete tzaddik, righteous. What do you want? It's easy. You just don't believe in yourself that it can be. Because you saw too many cartoons, too many horror movies, too many action movies, too many nonsense, and you read too many novels, and you spoke with so many stupid people that twisted your mind. And they told you, no, you have to, you must, and if you're not, and you don't know, and whatever, and all of that is just a bunch of nonsense. They're just imaginations. It's just their own fears, their own anxieties, their own lack of faith, and they're trying to dress you up with all of their fears. Because they're afraid to live by themselves, they're afraid to be who that they want to be, so they want you to be who that they wanted to be, but they never wanted to be that thing. They were always afraid to accomplish what they wanted to accomplish, and they couldn't do nothing in their lives, and they lost their lives, so now they want you to do their own imaginations, and they're forcing you. And all of the people, or most of the people are like that. It doesn't have to be parents, even though that parents are very sick in that thing. But also brothers can be like that, and also friends can be like that. They want to live through you. You see people that mamash trying to force you to do things through you. They're trying to... You can see he wants to eat something, and he's sending you to go and try that. Go do it. He wants to eat it, and he's afraid to do that, so he's gonna tell you that it's good and you have to, and that you for sure gonna make it. Why are you pushing me to live your life? You want to live your life? Go eat it. Leave me alone. I'm not hungry. I don't want to. And people are pushing and pushing. So you need to be strong. The person has to find himself. Always. People that are pushing you because they are lack of faith. And you have to be strong to find your own faith, and then no one will ever gonna be able to reject you from your point of truth. You're gonna be so strong, so solid, so planted in the ground that no wind in the world is gonna be able to push you. No wind. And adrabah, people that will come to you, they're gonna nullify themselves to you. They're gonna throw away their own nonsense. They're gonna look at you and they're gonna say, wow, you know, you amazed me with your answer, you know, you talked to me, you told me the thing that you said, the thing that you done, I saw you, it took me a while, but after a while I realized you were right, I was wrong. All kinds of teshuvot. Great, let them do teshuvah. If you're going to be strong, you're going to be the Western Wall. Everyone going to come to cry on you. Everyone going to come to bed to pray through you. Can you please mention my name? Can you please pray for me? Why? Because they see the light of Hashem. To reveal the light of Hashem in the world, you just need to be who that you are. Look, Rabbeinu is saying, "V'nitosef sichlo, nitvosef bo sichlo." He receives his own wisdom. Your own wisdom, it's who that you are. You don't need to do much to be very holy. To be very holy, and especially very important in the eyes of Hashem. To count a lot in the eyes of Hashem. You don't need to do much. The truth is that you just need to hold the point of truth that you already have, things that you know that are sure, that you know that they are the truth, and don't move. When you done that, immediately the light of Rabbeinu is illuminating on you, the light of Hashem, light of the Torah, because you're not moving nowhere. That's it. You're standing still. You live an eternal life. You're already ba'olam omed. You're standing. You're in the aspect of Tefillah. You're not moving. You're in the aspect of the world to come, that it's a stable, standing world. Nothing moves over there. You just grow. You just getting giant, expanding, nothing moves. It's frightening. You look at it, nothing happens, and in the same time, it's expanding. It's like how you say mad'anim, scientists are explaining the world. The yakum, the existence, the universe is expanding, all of that, and they see infinity. They're looking in their telescopes, and they see that everything is moving, flying to the sides, and what's going on? They have to say that there might be a different dimensions, that there might be that you cannot break the assumption, the shita maybe the world is eternal, maybe they cannot argue with that. It's an option. Thank you. We wanted to thank you very much. Thank you. Every moment in life is like that, is eternal. When you nullify yourself to the supervision of that moment and you just accept Hashem Yitbarach, Hashem is revealing Himself inside of your life. And on that I wanted to talk to you. Every person inside of him, he's got huge springs of spirituality. Everyone. Just why you feel so not spiritual, why you feel so blocked, because you try to be spiritual like someone else. You saw other examples. You saw Superman, he can fly. You saw that rabbi, he had divine spirit, he can answer things that you can never imagine that someone can answer. You saw that rabbi, he learned all Shas, all Zohar, he know it by heart. You saw that thing, that guy, he can see through walls. You saw that, he can bend teaspoons. Everyone, he's got some other powers, and you say to yourself, if I don't have those, so I'm nothing, so I don't have nothing. Again, only because you don't observe. Hashem is so great that He's got enough spirituality to supply each and every one of us a different way of spiritual life. That you can find yourself, you can find inside of yourself different things than other people. That person, his prophecy gonna be like that. Your prophecy gonna be different. That person gonna have signs through the Torah. Someone else gonna find his signs in the streets while he's walking, while he's doing his Hitbodedut. Some other person, people gonna talk to him. Some other people, his thoughts gonna answer his own questions. Some other people through their dreams in the night while they're dreaming. Some other people only in the Hitbodedut. They have huge clarifications every time they're talking to Hashem, huge understandings. Some other people, when they're closing their eyes, they're going to see huge things. And everyone is different. And you need to find a way that Hashem is talking to you through you, from your inside. From inside. Because each and every one of us have that channel. You have that pipe. That through that pipe you receive your life, you're alive. Where your life are coming from? From inside. You're alive from inside. Your inside is alive. From that place you receive all of your spiritual bounty. So everyone needs to focus inside until he's going to find the spiritual source of his being. And then you can be so close to Hashem. So close to Hashem. One person going to find himself praying Shmona Esrei. I remember myself when Rav Shalom started to talk about praying long Shmona Esrei, long prayers of Shmona Esrei. I decided to try, and it was hard a little bit in the beginning, but after a while I found myself that I'm able to talk for 2 hours, for 3 hours, just standing like that in Shmona Esrei. And I wasn't doing much. I wasn't doing so many huge intentions and yichudim and combining letters and I don't know. No, I was just trying to say to Hashem what did I want with a complete heart. So I was saying the same words again and again and again. I said, please Hashem, and asking, Chonenu, that's it, Chonenu, you asked, you got it, you haven't got it yet. So okay, so ask again, Chonenu, and what is Chonenu? Chonenu, it's with Chen, so Chen, it's grace, so Chonenu, it's in kindness, so please Chonenu, and you say, and you put your heart again, Refaenu. Alright, now you're healthy, now your wife, she's healthy, now your friends, they're all healthy, all people in hospitals, everyone, that's it, everyone are healthy, so where are you going? You're in a rush. And when you do that, you go to a different dimension. In that moment that you just lost your connection with this world and you're focusing on Hashem, so you live forever. In that moment you live eternal life. To do 6 hours in Hitbodedut, people are thinking, oh, I told you that once, that one of the Avrechim in Chut Shel Chesed asked me if I'm talking to my students about 6 hours Hitbodedut. So I told him no. So he said, why not? I told him, I'm talking to them about thousands of hours of Hitbodedut. 6 hours is not enough. It's not enough for nothing. I had periods of time in my life that I was doing 6 hours every day. Every day. And I'm talking about long time.
Yeah.
Every day. You have issues, you have things you need to achieve, you have goals, you want to buy a house, you want to do Teshuva, you want to be righteous, you need parnasah. No solutions. What do you want how you want to achieve it? You want to go to work? No problem, go to work. How many hours are you going to work? People don't understand. Okay, you're going to work. That's how you think you're going to buy a house. Wonderful. You know how many years you need to work to pay for that house? But if you're going to go and do 6 hours, and then tomorrow another 6 hours, and then in the day after another 6 hours, and then like that 10 times, 20 times, how many hours you done? 60 hours, 120 hours, let's say you prayed 300 hours. Is there a chance that a person pray like that on a house and he will not going to receive it? For sure he will receive it, no doubt about it. The experience teaches that. You don't need to be a believer and to count on the God. We saw those things. So think about it. Now, how much that house cost? Divided to 300. You gained more for an hour than the best doctor in the world, or the best lawyer in the world. Because you achieved that house in 300 hours. Can someone achieve a house like that in 300? No, it takes time. It takes time for everyone. So now you can achieve it in 300 hours. We had an Avrech in Chut Shel Chesed that came to Rav Shalom after that. He done maybe 20 times 6 hours on a house. And he came to Rav and he told him, Rav, what I'm going to do? What they want me to do? 100 times 6 hours? So Rav Shalom told him, they caught you now in what that you said. Only when you're going to complete 100 times 6 hours, you're going to have that house. That's what Rav Shalom told him. So he went and he done 100 times 6 hours and he bought a house. He bought that house. Because you're able to achieve everything that you want. Just believe in yourself and go and achieve it. And if you think you don't have powers, if you think you're not wise enough, go and ask from the one that the wisdom belongs to him. Go and pray, go and ask, go and scream to Hashem. And on the most embarrassing things in the world, you have to be strong. Because in the path that you want to walk in, they're going to help you, they're going to lead you to walk in that path. So you can now wake up and understand that you can pray on your Teshuva. Then you can pray on the most important thing, you can pray on Kedushat HaBrit. You can pray on to be holy. You can pray on that if you really want that. The reason that you don't pray on it is because really you don't so stress about it. You don't really want to achieve it. It's okay to you to continue. Live your life like that you are. Not so righteous, not learning so much, not davening on everything. No. Okay. This is why you're not praying. If you really want to achieve something, you're going to invest, you're going to put all of your powers on that thing. When you wanted to get married, that's it. You gave everything you could. When you wanted to find your parnasah, when you made phone calls, when you wanted a ticket to Uman, you put everything for it. You called even people that you knew that you promised yourself that you were not going to call them, you called them. You done everything you could. Why? Because you had to go to Uman. Had to go. So why now on guarding your eyes you're not putting so many prayers? Because you don't really care about it so much. And so it's okay. But maybe you can find for yourself things that you really do want them and wake yourself up to pray for those things. Let's pray on the will. Okay, Hashem, I see I don't want to learn Torah so much. Okay, Hashem, I see I don't want to pray so much. Alright, Hashem, I see I don't really want to do Teshuva so much. I'm not so strong in my will. Maybe I'll pray for that. Maybe Hashem, please give me will, give me strong will. Let me want you, let me think about you, let me have that holy desire only to want you. All of my... Pray on what that you need. Don't pray on what that you heard that is good. Be who that you are. Look inside what you really need, what you really lack of. Your mornings are dead, pray on the mornings. Your nights are a disaster, pray on your nights. Your limud, your tefillah, whatever. Find the points that really you need. You see that you're so arrogant that it's ruined your life, it's ruined your shlom bayit. Okay, take that thing to action. Take your life seriously. You see, you're so far from educating your children. You cannot handle in the house. You cannot handle in parnasah. Whatever you need. Just believe in your powers. Believe in Hashem. Believe that Hashem is with you. And then Hashem is going to reveal Himself inside of you. Mi besarich hazeh eloka. You're going to find Hashem from your own flesh, from your inside, from your guts. You suddenly going to feel Hashem is with me. Hashem ro'i lo ichsar. And then you start finding Hashem and you have confidence and you have powers and you can achieve more goals and more goals. Look what we're doing here. Look on that dream comes true in the present. Look what we're achieving now in those moments now that we're sitting here. What's that? Those are the fruits of my dreams. Those are the fruits of my dreams for the last 10 years. Because I wasn't walking back. I wasn't moving 1 inch back. Because I knew that that's what I need to do. Early in my marriage life, my wife, she asked me, what do you want to do? So I told her, I want to learn Torah. And I want to teach Torah to others. So she said, okay, so you should do it. And I dropped a job that was paying me 14,000 shekels a month. How much is it in dollars? $2,000? Almost $4,000 a month. I dropped it and we didn't have no parnasah. And I just threw myself to yeshiva. And I was learning in Esh for something like 6 months, and I hated that place. It's an amazing place. Everything is beautiful over there. It's amazing. And I saw Rav Noach Weinberg and I heard classes from him and his amazing children. My soul was dying over there. It wasn't me. And they were paying nice money over there, and I dropped that also. And I went to learn in Yeshivat Chut Shel Chesed, and you go, you search, you go and you look for the truth. And then also in Chut Shel Chesed came a time that I couldn't continue as a regular avrech. And I said to Rav, let's do something. I need to teach. I was giving classes all of the time. I was going to Bat Yam, I was giving classes all over Eretz Israel, thank God. When there was the Girush from Gush Katif, I went and I gave classes to the Megurashim, and I went to all of those schools that they were, mitachsenim, hosting. So I went and I was talking to them and I gave classes, and because I knew that's my will. I'm not going to betray who that I am, who that I've been sent to be in this world. From the moment that you realize I have a purpose in life, I have Hashem Yitbarach in my life, that's it. You have to be who that you are. You cannot keep on lying. When the person is far, he's secular, he doesn't have no wake up from inside, he's just okay, so you can understand him why he's just functioning. He's on automatic. He doesn't have no will drive. He doesn't have no wire, no life inside of him. But when the person starts to see there is a creator, there is a king, and there's army, who am I? What's my job? What's my part? So then you go for it. And you go and you achieve goals. And you achieve one goal after the other. And the sky is the limit. There's no limit. There's no limit. There's no limit. Rav Berland said in Uman a few years ago that every righteous person, he wants to bring Mashiach. This is why he's righteous, because he wants to bring Mashiach. We want to bring Geulah. We want all of Am Yisrael to be happy. You cannot go to sleep when Am Yisrael are awake. You cannot sit and eat when Am Yisrael are still hungry. When you have a little bit of a heart, so you cannot take care of yourself and complete your own tikkun, and I need to do much. Who are you? You're just a small screw in a huge ship. In a huge ship. Okay, so you need to hold on. Okay, hold on. Don't jump out. Okay, wonderful. Be strong on holding on, but there's a ship. So many people in that crew, so many people over here you need to take care of, you need to help them. You have to have heart. You have to have huge understanding to everyone, to the souls, to the nefashot, to the spirits of people. Everyone. There's nothing to do. Nothing to do. He wants to talk. Person. You want him to talk and then you want him to be quiet. Shugayim. That's crazy. You want him to talk, so let him talk. Be happy that he's talking. A friend of mine told me that his wife told him, I cannot live like that, so much noise in the house. He told her, thank Hashem on the noise in the house. It's a very good noise. We like that noise. We want to have noise in the house. But when you're busy and you're occupied and you're all stressed and you're afraid and you're not who you are and you need to achieve things, so you cannot hear that it's actually music and it's all noise for you. And you cannot hear your wife talking because she's bothering you because you're so... Listen to the music of the creation. Listen to the voice of Hashem. Talking through people, talking to your friends, talking through the walls, talking... Besod event it's akmikir. Every stone, every brick is screaming from the walls, believe in Hashem, believe in Hashem, and you can hear it. You can hear it because when you look, when you walk, when you see the streets of Jerusalem, in the world, you see trees, you see birds, you see squirrels, you see people talking. When you have a little bit of heart, a little bit of nefesh, you see Hashem through the creation. You see Hashem is alive, Hashem is strong. Wow, look what Hashem is doing. It's all music, it's all huge harmony, it's all music. Thank you very much. Hazak Baruch.